I'm moving.
Why are you moving south? Everything that's going on, like, that's a conservative state.
I'm moving. Round of applause, round of applause. The secret is out. I've been holding onto this secret for months. Now I know you guys probably have a lot of questions like the who, the what, the when, the where, the why, the hows. I'm gonna get into all of that in just a minute. But if you have not seen any of my videos and this is your first time seeing my face, my name's Kyle, aka Prince Kyle, don't forget it. And I have an Instagram as well as a TikTok where I share my female to male transition as well as give tips to anybody that would like to hear about it. I'm moving out of state to be exact. I'm very excited, but also nervous. The reason why I'm moving is much bigger than just wanting to move somewhere else. It's a lot deeper than that. And the reason I wanted to tell you guys about me moving is because it relates to a lot of questions you guys have in regards to my transition and my family. And so I feel like sharing this will give a sense of hope for others that are going through the same thing that I am and have gone through. I'm gonna do it in sections. I'm gonna tell you where I'm going, who I'm going with, when I'm going, why I'm going. The why is gonna probably be the biggest part of this video, so make sure you stick around for that point. I guess we'll start off with where. So where am I going? I'm moving to Arkansas. I'm not gonna tell you exactly where I'm going just because of the safety for myself and my family. I finally am able to move somewhere where I don't have to tell anyone where I'm going exactly, and I'm finally in a place where I'm going nobody knows me, so literally this is like a fresh start. And because I have a social media presence, I just want to keep this part of my life confidential. The things I share on social media draw a lot of negative attention from hateful people, and the last thing I want is for them to know where I live, so I'm not going to be telling anyone the city I'm living in. The only way people will know is if they see me on the streets, obviously. Now, when am I going? I am moving in about 3 months. The reason I'm moving in 3 months is because our lease is up in about 3 months, so we wanted to finish out the duration of where we're staying now so that we can just go from there and move out of this apartment. Thank God, because this place, it ain't it. It ain't it. Is it safe? This is one of many people's biggest questions. YouTube is actually the last place I've decided to share this announcement, because I've already shared it on Facebook and stuff with like my local friends and family, and I also shared it on Instagram where I have a big support group with the trans community, and a lot of them are like,
why are you moving south? Everything that's going on, like, that's a conservative state.
And I just want everyone to understand that I do appreciate your concern for me moving south, but at the end of the day, I'm in a place where I am content, I'm comfortable, and I'm not necessarily too worried about what may happen. The thing is, and the way I see it, is you cannot be afraid to go where you want to go just because certain things may happen. I know the severity of the trans laws and trans rights that are slowly becoming like very controversial. The way I see it is, regardless of hormones, I will always identify as transgender. I will always live as a man, and no one can take that part away from me. So when it comes down to it, I know I will always be who I am. Like, there is not anyone that can strip that title away from me. So that in itself makes the move that less scary. I understand that research is big, and me and my girlfriend have researched tremendously, and although Arkansas is a conservative state, the area we are moving in particular is very diverse, very inclusive, and they have a huge LGBTQ community within it. And I've already looked into the doctors and things I would need in order to receive my HRT, and personally I genuinely don't think Arkansas will get to that point, because they've already had a couple of scares, I guess you could say, against trans youth. They've argued against it many times, so I don't even think it would get to the point where they would try and revoke rights for adults. My girlfriend and I have done tremendous research, and nothing has like put up major red flags that we would not be safe to go there. And then my girlfriend is actually from Arkansas and from the area we're moving, so she knows it best. She's already been there, she's already lived there, she's seen it all, And so all of that wrapped together is why we decided that we're gonna be okay. And then of course there is that slight chance that, all right, well, they could pass a law where all trans rights are revoked. Thinking of the most extreme outcome of this, at the end of the day, I'm not stuck there, you guys. I don't have to stay there. If it really came down to it and they really tried to say, like, on an extreme level, trans adults can no longer transition. If we see cross-dressing, they're going to prison. Like, if it got down to that extreme side of things, which I don't even think lawfully that would be allowed, if it got to that point, I would just leave. It's not that serious. One great thing about my life and my girlfriend's life is we both have jobs where they're everywhere. I work a lot on social media and I work part-time jobs that are not hard to find, and my girlfriend, she works for a company that is all over the country. So we are not stuck anywhere, and we are very blessed and privileged to have that. So again, when it comes to my safety, I promise I'm in good hands, I'm okay. I guess last thing I'll touch on is, although I don't like the stereotype of passing or not passing, all in all though, when it comes to the public eye, I do pass, and I've never had a situation where I felt like I was in danger, where someone was outing me or noticing that I'm using the wrong bathroom. I'm very fortunate to be able to walk around in public without anyone seeing me any different than I identify, if that makes sense. I've already visited Arkansas and the place we're going to, and it's more LGBTQ friendly than where I live right now. I'm safe, guys. I appreciate you. I love you for looking out for me, but don't worry, I got this. Alright, so the biggest thing, why am I moving? So this is where it gets kind of deep. This is the main reason I wanted to share this with you guys. I feel like a lot of you guys can relate, and maybe this will kind of help you or guide you in a specific direction when it comes to your family and friends and like how to go about things as an adult. So why am I moving? I've been living in New York for pretty much my entire life. I was born and raised in New York for about 27 years. I'm 28 now, about to be 29. I guess I'll start with family. So I'm not ever going to say that I had it hard transitioning when it comes to family. Maybe mentally a little bit, but like nothing extreme like the stories I hear from some of you guys who have family members who are, like, will disown you and stuff. I never had to experience that, and I'm very grateful for that, and I don't take it for granted. But in the same breath, I had it hard in a way where my family did not care to educate themselves to truly understand me, and to where I could feel the energy of them not genuinely seeing me as a man and just more so tolerating it because they love me and they want to see me happy and healthy. So for my mom, she was accepting, I guess you could say. She never steered me to change my mind or to not go through with top surgery, nothing like that. She honestly helped pay for some of the things I needed to get it done. She let me use her health insurance when I was still covered under her. Being trans is a hot topic right now on the news, and like equality and all that stuff. It's a big topic on the news, and I know my mom watches the news as well as other family members, and never do they ask how I'm doing, never do they ask if I feel safe, or they just don't ever bring up the topic. It's not a topic that they think needs to be discussed. To me, it would be nice just to hear like, hey, like, how are you doing? Like, I know this is something you go through. Is everything okay with it? Do you feel safe? Stuff like that. So it kind of goes over their head because they don't look into it, they don't think about it. And I know some of you guys are probably like, well, isn't that a good thing that they don't see you as trans? Yes, but like when it comes to family, in the same breath, like it also goes to show that they're not paying attention. They're not aware of the trans topics going on. My family is very, very good at calling me Kyle and he, him pronouns in front of the people that I stress it to them I want it to be said around. But once it's behind closed doors again and stuff, they kind of go back and forth and they misgender me or they call me my dead name. It's just this like roller coaster of them not genuinely hopping on board. For people that I grew up around, they get it, they understand. But for my family, it's like they just keep going back and forth on it, and I'm in a part in my life where I finally have a relationship where I have a family that I've built. I have a son. and he doesn't really know I'm trans, and I don't really want him to. Yeah, I came out to him at one point in time, but he was very young and he didn't get it. And I feel like that was a sign from God where he was telling us maybe just to hold off a little bit longer, and like don't really tell him about it until he can really understand it and not be influenced by it just because you're trans. So we haven't really told him, and it's not something we care to like speak around him unless he had questions himself or he saw someone in public and was confused. Now that I have established a family that just sees me genuinely as Kyle, only knows me as Kyle, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts if I'm a man, it's hard going back home to my blood family just to be pushed 10 steps back into my old identity. Wrapping back towards like why I'm moving, for the family aspect of things, I just need to feel like myself all the time. Not sometimes, not most times. I need to feel like myself all times. And living so close to home where I have to be around blood family, I can't keep playing this mental battle of, all right, well, when I'm at my house, I'm Kyle, but when I'm back at my mom's house or my grandma's house for get-togethers, I'm back to this old person. I can't live like that anymore, and it's nothing against my family, but I've gotten to that place. And for those of you who do reach out to me and say like, how do I handle this with my blood family when they keep doing this, they keep doing that, and it's like, I don't ever want to influence or push people to distance themselves from family, but when you're in a place like me, sometimes that can be a better option. And I just want you guys to know that that always is an option. When you're an adult, you're in control. You are never forced to be around certain people. You can still love, but you just love from a distance, and that's how I see it. I love my family no less. They still mean the world to me. And at the end of the day, I just think I would have a better relationship with them farther away, where it's just over the phone and visiting every now and again, because now I can truly live as me with the family I've built. So like, I just need to create and grow my family authentically around the idea that I am a man, because I am. Now for friends, let's be real, I don't have any friends. I really don't. And I don't even mean to say that to be all like sad and dramatic. I genuinely don't have friends. My girlfriend moved here a little under 3 years ago, around 2021, and I think I've hung out with a friend maybe twice since she's moved here. And that's horrible. No one should not have friends. Never seclude yourself to where you have no friends. It's honestly brought me to such an anxious place mentally, but ever since like 2020, my life has just plummeted when it comes to my social life and my mental. I'm in a hard place and I'm slowly crawling out of it. I got out of a really hard relationship back in 2020 where I thought I lost it all, and it's because it was a relationship where her and I were best friends before we got together, and unfortunately the friendship ended when the relationship ended. All of my other friends, it was kind of a domino effect, all of my other friends kind of left with that person. Didn't really have to do with each other, but just slowly I kind of closed myself off and just distanced myself so much that I lost all my friends, and there was really no coming back from it. I started to have really bad trust issues, so I started to not trust friends. I started to think everyone was against me. I started to think family was against me, and that relationship just really put me in a place of not believing that I was lovable, likable. My confidence plummeted. Just everything went downhill, and nothing was able to come back from that. Just teetering off of all of that, I just need like that fresh start where I feel like I'm in control. I can reach out to people, make friends with people, go to the gym out there, have a fresh slate with no past history of people knowing who I've dated, having any toxic friends that I still have to like run into at the grocery store. Like, this is a fresh start to just be out and venture life as it is with no history of anything. When you grow up in a small town and your graduating class was like 110 people and you all still live right here, everyone and anyone is in your business. You can't go down the road to the gas station and not see somebody. And when you fell out with so many people and you have to still see them on a daily basis, it's hard. It sucks and it's hard. Like I said, I've just finally gotten to a place where I found my family. I found the people that I want in my circle, and now I want to take that and I want to bring it elsewhere and just start from ground zero. Closing statement, I guess, to wrap this all up. I know this video is probably a little long, but I had a lot to say, and I hope you guys are still here at this point to hear me out. Long story short, again, I wanted to share this with you because it ties everything together with my answer to you guys when you ask me, how do you handle family situations, friend situations, when these people aren't really understanding who you are and these people aren't referring to you by what you want to be referred to, when they're taking too long to understand it. I know sometimes it takes family and friends some time. At first, give them that time, but once you see that there's no steps in the right direction, it's time to find a plan B. And sometimes plan B has to be in a direction that I'm taking. And I almost forgot to say too, a lot of people are asking like, oh, is your girlfriend the one making you do this? No, she's not. So this is 70% my decision and 30% hers. She hates New York, so that's like her main reason of wanting to leave. Like New York, it's not good for her mental. She's from the South, born and raised, so her Southern hospitality is amazing, and that's how they are over there. In New York, it's not the same. New York is very fast-paced. I'm not even from like the city area, I'm from upstate, and the vibe here is so different from the South. And if you're from the South, you know that. You don't even want us New Yorkers over there. So I gotta tiptoe over there quietly. So my girl's main reason is just her experience here. The people here are just not the nicest, and I can vouch for that. I didn't notice it until she expressed to me how bad it was, and then I started paying attention. I'm like, wow, like, you're right. I've just dealt with this my entire life, and that's probably why I'm such an anxious fuck. Excuse my language. We had a couple of places where we were thinking, and we kind of just boiled it down to Arkansas. It's a small place. The cost of living is so much cheaper than New York. I know that's going to come with its pros and cons, but overall, the cost of living here is not worth it, and my money will go so much further in a place like Arkansas. I want to look into housing. I want to buy a house to either live in or rent out. People are saying like there's so many better options to move. Like, I know the younger generation is like, why would you not go to like California or somewhere like cool like that? And it's like, I'm almost 30 years old. I'm ready to just be low-key. That's where I'm trying to go. My girlfriend's real old school. We want our son to be somewhere where it's low-key, and we are trying for another baby. So we're just in that family era where we want to be low-key. I guess that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you are new here, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And we're going to be posting the entire journey. We're going to document it, make some vlogs for you guys of us moving, us packing, and us on the road, stopping at different states, and all that cool stuff. It'll be cool content. And so I hope you guys do stick around. And I hope I drew the attention to some of you who are new to stick around and learn a thing or two about just a trans guy from a small town trying to raise a family, live under the grid, and not be the stereotype that everybody thinks of trans people trying to force ourselves on the public. I love you guys. Until next time, peace. Whew.